direction. Eric really needs to get going at the start of this match. And actually, now he's generated some pressure here. I wouldn't have swapped queens though against Magnus. Try to keep the queens on against this guy. He's so good with the queens off the board. And how do you think they're going to commiserate or celebrate afterwards, Robert? You know, as they're in the same room, do you think they might have a shandy afterwards?
I think celebrate is definitely what they'll be doing, no matter... Well, if Magnus loses, I don't think they'll be celebrating. But I don't think Magnus is going to lose, so I think they will be celebrating. And I don't think we want to talk about how they're going to be celebrating, but they might live stream it. So there is that.
Oh, wow. That'd be awesome to see as well. I think it's probably better for their celebrations that Magnus wins, because he's supposed to win. And if Eric does pull off a big upset... I don't know, is the party going to be as good? I'm not sure. So, yeah, you know, we've got to think about these social things before you party. And Black seems to be doing quite well here in the game again. I'm looking at the game between Eric and Magnus, Robert. I mean, nice last move there.
Look at that king. I mean, the king is on d4 with a pass pawn in front of it. And this is a good lesson. Use your king as a weapon in the endgame. It doesn't need to be defended. It's not going to get checkmated. So I like the way that Magnus is handling this. He's forcing the white king back. And if... Oh, knight to c4 coming. That is going to be a win for Magnus.
Very good move there. The backwards knight moves are said to be some of the hardest moves to spot. And look at that big d pawn. Okay, he's lost the pawn now. But after an exchange on d2... Magnus goes into a winning king and pawn ending, 2 extra pawns, and it's 2-0 to Magnus already. Eric giving a little smile there. They can obviously hear each other. I'd love to know what they're saying. Anyone who's a lip reader in our audience, can you please tell us, what do we think they're saying to each other? Robert, what do you reckon Eric said to Magnus there? Was it something we can repeat on air, or maybe not?
I think it probably had the word buddy in it, because that is a common Canadian word, especially from Eric. But yeah, I'm guessing they're just having a little fun, chatting with one another. But look at this game. I think this is Eric's... I see the eval bar, but I'm looking at the clock. Like, Eric is well ahead in the clock, but his knight is trapped. Oh my gosh, what recognition by Magnus.
Oh, and it's still trapped. Unbelievable. I mean, how can you beat Magnus? I mean... It's just so hard. And also, we should just talk about the score in the other match as well. I mean, at the moment, going really against Arjun. But Arjun is attacking in the current position. He's got pressure against Black's king. His queen coming in. This would be...
The H-file, both could be a problem, but you know that Min is ready to take with the F7 pawn on G6. He wants to open the 7th rank so that his king feels defended. And great play by Min. He is already up 3-0, and we just saw Magnus do his job in that game over there. He's up 3-0 as well. But look at this. A forced mate for Min.
Yeah, he's turned it around. I mean, it looked a bit suspicious, his position, but, you know, brilliant chess to come straight back in and get another point on the board, and he's looking very strong at the moment. Magnus and Eric, I mean, they're whitewashes so far. I mean, complete whitewashes. Come on, Eric and Arjun, let's see some points on the board.
I think the lower seeds, the players who are the underdog, have struggled mightily to score points. We've seen that in all matches. The closest was actually David Paravian, 11.5, 5.5. We did get a score correction that the game went Danya's way, not David, so it was still a 6-point margin. But Simon, looking at these matches, I think we might be talking about 8-point margins because the high-rated bullet players are running away with it.
Yeah, it looks that way. But you do say that. I think this is Eric's best chance so far. If you look at Eric's position, he's got to be a little bit careful about Magnus's pawns, but I do like his bishop better than the knight. Again, I say that, and he has to give it up for the knight. Yeah. Maybe he could get a draw out this. This should be a draw, right?
Simon, look at the clock. Eric has no chance of making a draw here. He is down 14 seconds.
Maybe Magnus will feel sorry for him?
Yeah, that is one way to make a draw, but I don't think Magnus feels sorry for anyone.
No, you can't. I mean, it's bullet chess. It's a competition. You've got to use all your assets, including the clock. And now we actually get a position where Magnus is a pawn up as well, so it could be 4-0 in that match.
And whoa,
I would give Eric a draw.
No
I'd give him one
chance.
draw.
No chance that Magnus was going to do that. He wins again. But on the other board, it looks like Arjun Erigaisi has given his opponent mid-lay a queen, but black is the one delivering checkmate. That was an incredible sequence. White has a queen, but no hope because the king on f1 is being obliterated by the rooks and the knight.
That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful finish there. And that shows the talent of Arjun. He can fire brilliant tactics into the game. He's going to need to do more than that, and at least he stopped the rot. And that is important. Stop the rot.
Yes.
Magnus...
Sorry, go ahead, Simon.
I was just wondering how you can stop the Magnus rot, though. I mean, is that possible?
It looks like this position is great for Eric. I mean, the eval bar saying black is much better, but it looks not very clear to me. Is Eric just up a pawn, and that's that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he seems to have good rooks in the center. He's got that extra pawn. The black knight seems good. The black bishop. So it does, again, seem like a good chance for Eric to at least get half a point. But why not a whole point here? Is that a second pawn he can grab now? He has.
Yes.
He's grabbed a second pawn.
And the key to beating Magnus, I wouldn't know from experience, but from what I've seen, is not taking your foot off the proverbial gas pedal. Just keep going. Keep playing. Don't spend too much time, because look at this, Simon. All of a sudden, I'm looking at the clock. Oh, gosh, Eric is down now 6 seconds, and there's a pin on the last rank. That looks deeply unpleasant. Rook takes f8 with bishop b4 was in the air as well.
It's so tricky, isn't it, to play against Magnus, because he just spots every possibility, and now Magnus has one apiece as well. Come on, Eric. We just want you to get a point. I'll take half a point, Eric. Just get half a point on the board, but I don't think it's going to be this game.
No, knight takes f5, just removing the guard, take g4, g7's hanging h4 as well. So it's a 4 sequence. But look at Magnus. He's giving up his pieces. As long as he keeps his rook on the board, he will win this game on time.
Sadistic. Maybe you have to be sadistic to be the best player of all time.
Oh, Eric got it! Yeah.
He's got the draw!
And Eric Hansen scores his first half point, and we just saw someone walk towards Eric and bring him some juice. And then I thought I saw that same person in the mirror behind Magnus. So they really might be like in the same room or across the hall from each other.
I think they can hear each other. I've never seen this before, where the two players playing can actually hear each other. They can hear the pain of the opposition. But Eric has got the draw, and I think you could see that Magnus was quite annoyed by that, because I think he wanted to get the sweep. He wanted to win every single game, and that's not possible anymore. So I think Eric can hold his head high now.
Yeah, it might still be a very lopsided match when it ends. And right now, actually, Magnus is up in exchange, but his king is in some danger. Magnus with the black pieces here. But I don't see the knockout, and if that's the case, then the material should speak volumes.
Yeah, I like what Eric's doing, though. Oh, he can take the knight and take on g6, can he? With a draw, at least. So, yeah, I mean, just take the knight. Oh, he hasn't gone for it. Wow. And there was a chance there for Eric to get another draw by just going straight for the black king, but instead, he allows black's strong knight to remain on the board, and the black king looks very exposed, but I don't think white's got enough pieces attacking it.
Nope, and after rook fd8, we saw the look on Eric's face. That was the look of frustration of playing Magnus Carlsen. Magnus takes another point, so he is sailing through in this opening match. It's great play from Magnus. I mean, yes, there might have been a draw, but I think that's the operative word, Simon. I didn't see the exact perpetual if black didn't take that bishop on g6, and so Eric probably looked at it like, I should have it, but I don't see the finish line, and that's why he tried to play a move and it didn't work out.
Yeah, it was quite a natural move he played, but again, Magnus had it well covered as always. And now we see Magnus attacking on the king side, and I like the way he's mixing up different styles. Some people assume a bit wrongly that Magnus is just a kind of positional player, loves the ending, because that's kind of what he's famous for. But I tell you what, when Magnus attacks, he's also one of the best players in the world at attacking.
Well, you say attack, he says, how badly do you want this attack? Rook h3 is about to deliver mate on h8, and queen h8 takes g7 is the big threat.
Oh, and look at that, a lovely tactic spotted by Magnus, just making sure the black king is trapped, and this move was the important thing at the end. That was a difficult combination to see there, Robert, and he spots it straight away.
Difficult for us, maybe, but not for the superhuman Magnus Carlsen. And he's down a piece right now, so he's trying to figure out how do I actually end this game. And this doesn't appear to be the right way, but you've said this all day, Simon. The evaluation bar, go away. Who cares? This is should be a win for White.
I think so. I mean, again, the evaluation bar, as you say, is
in
Eric's favour. He's blundered a mate in one! The world champion.